All right, guys. So I'm here with my buddy Nick.
Guys.
He's got his little Mercury.
Nah, bro, it's the Porsche. Fuck you mean?
Oh, it's true. The Porsche 911. But anyways, guys, we're gonna be taking off my valve cover today. Got the socket. We're gonna be taking this off right here, the top piece, and then we're gonna be going to remove the valve cover. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that, and we're gonna be painting it in a metallic gold color, which is right here. I might go back to Napa before I do this and get a adhesion promoter. I'm not really sure if I need it. I looked on the back and it doesn't even recommend one. It just says I could use this if I'm painting the valve cover. But let's get to wrenching. So the first thing we're going to be doing is taking this top strip off right here. So the second thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start prying these off right here. You want to grab like a flat head and kind of get underneath and just pry them up. The last one right here. Some of them might be a little stuck in there depending on how long they've been sitting on, but that's that. Then this last one right here. And now that that is off, you're going to want to grab this and take it off.
Also, step 2.5, so you don't get screwed, pun intended. You want to put like a nice cloth down on the pavement or on the grass, whichever you prefer, and put the screws right on there. That way you don't lose them and then you're screwed.
And then we're going right here, getting this bad boy out. So now that you got all your pieces off, you're gonna have to just pry this piece off. I already pried it off, honestly. So the next thing that you're gonna want to do is take off your manifold cover. I already unbolted this one, and what you're gonna need for this is a 10mm socket and your ratchet, and it comes right off. And then you can just literally just loosen it up with your fingers. The manifold cover should just come right off. Then the next thing you're gonna want to do is start unbolting up here on your valve cover. These bolts are also 10mm. Just got back from AutoZone. Had to pick up a quick socket set. Definitely give this a good rating of 9 out of 10. It was only like 20 bucks. You got 45 sockets. Comes with an extension. Comes with the ratchet and some heads. Definitely would recommend. Then the next thing you want to do is take this black cover off right here. You are also going to be using your 10mm socket. Again, you can loosen it up with your finger. You want to take these hoses off, all the hoses that are connected to your valve cover, and you're going to want to use some pliers to do that.
Pry them back, like that.
Once you guys got the cover off, there's some bolts right here. There's 4 bolts. It takes the 10mm socket, use your ratchet, and get those off. That one's already loosened up. Now that you guys got all these bolts out, it's time to take these out. You literally just pull up on them, they come right out, and hold down on this switch right here. See, it just pulls right out. This comes out. Got to take your oil cap off and your dipstick. All right, guys. So now that you got these bad boys out, you're gonna go to the back of the valve cover and use your 10mm socket to get these out. The next thing you're going to want to do is remove these bolts right here that are connecting to your valve cover. There's 2 right here and 1 right here. And you guys are going to be using your 10mm socket for this. You want to start popping these little black things on the bottom where it was bolted on. I already removed these 3, and this 3rd one, they come off fairly easily. You might need a flathead to get underneath them. Then once you got this clamp back here, you want to pull off your hose. And you're going to want to do that with the rest of the hoses that are connected to your valve cover. So now that you got all your bolts off, your tube separated, and everything out of place, you're ready to take your valve cover off. You want to be careful with it. And what I realized when I was taking this off is it's really clamped up on the bottom, so you want to use a flathead to pry it off, or else you're going to have a really difficult time. And now if you guys want to take a look at underneath my engine, my motor, gorgeous. Time to get her painted. Okay guys, now that you got your valve cover off, this is kind of a strenuous part. You got to first clean it off, which I already began to, almost finished, with a microfiber cloth I'd recommend. And then you want to give her a nice power wash, and then you want to begin sanding. I'd recommend a lower grit to strip the paint, and then after, when you apply your coat, you're going to want to use a higher grit. Okay guys, so now that you got your valve cover pretty much all sanded down, you are ready to add your first coat of primer. Make sure it is shaken up good. Make sure you have something underneath the surface so you don't get primer all over your garage or wherever you may be doing it. And give her a nice slight light coat for the first one, and get like 10 inches away from it. You want to do it like this. I taped up some holes in there, especially in the small ones where I think the primer might fill it. I don't think I'll have any issues with these. If I do, I could just scrape it out or whatever. And I put painter's tape around the hose opening. Alright guys, so now that the first coat is dried, we are going to attack it with the second coat of primer, and I believe after this coat it should be ready to be painted. Okay guys, the second coat is all done. I sanded it down with like some 800 grit, just roughed it up a little bit, and now she is time to be painted. Second coat, all done. I might have to go back to the store actually tomorrow and buy another can. Still need to put on my clear coat. But I'm just gonna make some last finishing sprays with this can. Okay, so the next step, now that you got your all your paint on and it's all dried, you wanna apply your clear coat. So this is gonna be our first layer of clear coat after roughing up the paint a little bit with some 1000 grit sandpaper. Alright guys, so we got like 1.5 coats of clear coat on right now, so we're gonna throw this last coat and let her dry, and then we are finally gonna throw her back in the car. In another day, I'm gonna have to put some touch-up paint. I put my finger on there, I thought it was dry, I guess not. So probably tomorrow or another day soon, I'm gonna have to touch her up a little bit. But overall, she came out very good, and it was a long process, but it wasn't too hard. It was just time consuming, and I'm definitely glad I did this. So hope you guys enjoyed. Okay guys, so it is officially the next day. Everything is all dried. This is the finished product. Well, not completely finished because I haven't put my touch-up paint yet, because as you see, there are some markings because when I put it on, it wasn't completely dry, so it's scraped against right here a little bit. But overall, I'd say she came out pretty darn good. Very glossy, has a nice shine to it. I still gotta paint this. I wanna paint my intake manifold cover. I wanna paint my intake manifold, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to get the valve cover off and painting if you guys didn't know how to do that. And subscribe for more tutorials like this and other car videos with my FA5. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in the next video.
We got a little behind the scenes action with Clout chasing Cooper. He's chasing some clout. He's gonna go find the clout. Look at him go. Look at him go. Oh, he didn't find any clout. There's no clout over here.